turning the antenna that way. I think you said 43 question mark, but I'm turning my antenna towards 43, so, and it does not take me too long to do. That should be you right there. This is 2ET006, standing by.
Okay, good evening, good afternoon to Echo Tango 006. I am 43 Delta Alpha 021. Operator is Brian, Bravo, Romeo, India, Alpha, November. Location, South Australia. Over.
Got it all, Brian, 100%. I got a good copy on you now that I turned the antenna your way. And if you're in the south part of Australia, that could probably move it a little bit more. This thing is pretty touchy, pretty directional antenna. But no, good copy over here, 5x5, 5x6 into California. Nice clean signal. The personal name here is Larry. That's Lima Alpha Romeo Yankee. And the location is a few miles northeast of the city of San Francisco, California. QSL?
QSL, Larry, 5 and 7, 5 and 9, your report, mate. Good signal coming through from California. I'm not getting much from the US lately. It's been very, very poor contacts or conditions into 2 Division, Larry, so very pleased with the contact today. And location this way, I'm about 800 kilometres northwest of Adelaide, almost centrally across between Perth and Sydney, situated right on the coast, a small country town called Ceduna. Charlie, Echo, Delta, Uniform, November, Alpha, Larry, over.
Yeah, I got all that. Yeah, no, good copy on you over here. Yeah, actually, the town that I'm in is actually Richmond, California. And it's about, let's see, what is it? It's about 18, 20 kilometers northeast of the city over here, San Francisco. And it's on the upper East Bay, is where it is. If you're familiar at all with the San Francisco Bay Area, but real quick, the working conditions. What I'm using is a 8-element cubicle quad that I got pointed pretty much directly at you right now, and the transceiver at the moment is a Yaesu Fox Tango 2000, and right now is at about 100 whiskeys headed your way, QSL.
QSL, Larry, beautiful signal from the antenna and the radio. Only running a bit of small stuff this way. Old Super Bengal Mark III CB radio with the base station. Power from it is only 12 watts. Going through a 6-element Yagi on the front side, Larry, over.
Oh yeah, well it's working excellent over here. Yeah, that's one thing. You can't have too much antenna, no matter what. Excuse me. No matter what you have, the antenna is what'll make or break a station, you know. But no, good clean signal over here. So it's all good on my side. But yeah, no, you know, from usually every day in the evening. Usually picks up more around this time, and usually hangs out for over here right now. It's let's see, it's about 6:30 on a Saturday evening at the moment, but usually picks up around now, and then it'll carry for a few hours longer until it's dark or a little past that. We usually get a lot of 41, 43, little 172 division, but yeah. Over here on the West Coast, we actually I hear the Pacific a lot. That's one. It's probably one of my strongest directions for talking is over the Pacific. But yeah, all the stations on the West Coast, I believe they do hear a lot of that. But a lot of the other guys tell me that they have not heard a lot of South Pacific. The stations farther inland, the other states are. You know, middle part of the states or the East Coast, they don't get it as often as we get it. But like I said, over here over here at my QTH, anyways, I hear the South Pacific shoot just about every day. QSL.
got to jump over that mountain range you've got over there. Got to jump to get over the Rockies, I reckon. But you're straight across the ocean, nothing in the way, and until you hit the islands in the Central Pacific. Did make a contact about 2 hours ago with 224 Division. That's the first contact I've had for quite a while. As I say, conditions have been very poor on my side, although halfway through last year, towards the end, I was getting quite a lot of different countries that I hadn't heard for many, many years. Getting quite a bit from South America, which was very unusual for me anyway. And I reckon the blokes in the eastern states of Australia, I reckon they picture the skip before it gets as far as me, Larry, over.
Yeah, we have, DX has been pretty low. Propagation's been pretty low over here. I kind of hear in the same, kind of the same stronger stations that I normally hear. A few out of South America and Brazil, a few strong ones in Division 10, a few guys around the States over here, and some very weak stations in Europe early in the morning. I get a little bit of that. Nothing really too new on my side, but I know a few days ago, it seemed like propagation did wake up a little bit, so that's good that it did get a little jump start there. But yeah, it wasn't like it was a few months back, say like September, October, November, and there it was unreal. I mean, it seemed like every time I squeezed the microphone, it was somebody new was in the receive, but hopefully that'll pick up again in the springtime. So I'm guessing in a few months or so it ought to take off like it was a few months back. Kiyosaki?
Roger on that. Larry, yes. I've been on the radio since about 1978. 79. I started late 78, early 79, and there were some good conditions coming up towards the 80s and 1980s. I could talk to the States in the mobile without any trouble, and haven't looked as good as what it was then for a long, long time, Larry. So looking forward to the cycle hitting the peak this year, I think it is, or next year, Larry, over.
Oh yeah. Hopefully it ought to be good. And yeah, I was around for the last one, and it was pretty good. I didn't really work a whole lot of international stations. It was more here stateside. There's a few every now and then. I wasn't really looking too much forward at the time, but I remember how conditions were compared to how it is now. It seemed like then it was there was DX in the radio from somewhere. I mean, 24 hours a day. It seemed like. I remember some nights, I was out here pretty late and had to get up real early to go to work the next morning. But and then it was funny because the radio was just as noisy when I turned it off as when I turned it on. It was just as bad, probably a 40 plus signal over here. But that's kind of I remember those days. And I guess that was around like probably 01, maybe 2000, 2001, a little bit of 02. I think that was more about the end of it. Then it started to taper down a little bit, but yeah, hopefully it should be good. So we'll see. But like I said, even on bad days, I know I can still talk over your way. Like you said, there's nothing really in the way, but some a lot of water. So that does make it easy. But yeah, even days when I don't hear anything out there at all, any directions, I can always hear 17 and 43. So that's always. That's all. I can always bank on that coming this way, Kiyosaki.